Wednesday night main event. Crack 'em if you got 'em.
Crack 'em if you got 'em, son. Let's go.
Oh, I need to get
you're
mine
not,
in too.
You're not going to hear this one, but crack 'em if you got 'em, baby.
Okay, I'm turning down that beat now. Let's get into this. We do have a very...
It's before we introduce the fucking man of the hour, I can tell when the music's gone because as the music's going, you guys sound a little distant. It doesn't get your full audio sound. That's all I wanted to say. But anyways, Cowboys Chris is in the hizzy. What's going on, big dog?
Bro, I am so excited, man. I know I'm big time now, bro. When I go international, I've been on Stu's show in the UK Cowboy fan. That was over in London. And then I made it up north, man, to Canada. Dude, man, you can't tell me anything. The big fella's international player.
Yeah, international Chris.
Mr. Worldwide.
Yeah.
Mr. Global.
The big fella has stretched worldwide.
And actually, hey, you're actually hitting it hot and heavy today. You just got off your own show in the Cowboys huddle, so you're going back to back right now.
Man, hey, I ain't as young as I used to, but I can still go back to back.
Yes, sir.
He can go
hey, man.
all night.
We appreciate having you on, Cowboys Chris, the GOAT. I just got to say a little story about Cowboys Chris before we get into the show. We flew down, obviously, for our annual Thanksgiving Day trip, and Chris had never met. I guess you had met me and Adam, but you'd never met the wild card AJ. But you invited us all into your house without ever really. You don't even really know us. That's just pure Texas love, I guess. I don't know, but it was awesome. We went to Chris's house. We shotgun beers. We ate some pizza. Watched some football. It was awesome, man. And I still just want to say thanks for opening your house to us, the Cowboys Cave, which it looks like you're in right now.
Yeah, I'm in the cave tonight, man. It was just my pleasure, bro. You know, man, I enjoyed y'all's show for so long, right? When you're on YouTube and you scroll and you see other Cowboy fans, you just try to look at their content. And then when I started commenting, you guys were just very receptive. I was like, man, these guys are wonderful. And then when I met y'all in Vegas and we had such a blast, because I had somebody else to dog can, spit can, old Squeaky G.
Yeah.
Is that what you call him? A Squeaky G. So I say, man, these are my men for life, So, and then we had a good time in the man cave. Y'all signed the wall, my wall of fame. That's what I call it.
It's part of our annual trip. And next this Thanksgiving game when we come out, we're gonna do a show live from the cave. Because last time we were just like, yeah, we'll come by and we don't know if we're doing a show. We're kind of all over the place. But after seeing how obliterated AJ got in the cave, we have to keep him on track. The only way we can do that is by doing a show inside the cave.
Limeritas, baby.
You can keep me on a short leash, but you can't control me, okay?
we know that.
Limeritas are the devil for AJ.
Oh, yeah.
0-4-3.
He's 0-3 against the Limeritas.
But I'm not going to quit.
He's not going to quit.
This is that Cinderella story everyone wants to see.
It's the thing. Hey, if Izzy can actually take down Petier or whatever his name is, Pereira, then AJ can defeat the Limeritas when we come back to Dallas.
So, boys, we are back. We are back. Mock 8 coming up. Mock draft 8.
Wearing our draft hats.
But we
got our draft hats on.
Like a nice date, though. Let's get into it slowly, all right? Let's have some conversation here.
What do you think?
Wine and dine. Well,
feed me my first course.
There's a couple big news items, and I think and something specifically, Chris, we want to talk with you about. We're going to save that just for a couple minutes here. The first thing that I think we just want to tackle head on is this Derrick Henry trade rumor. Is it a troll? Is it real? Is it fake? Is there any legs that it's walking on? I just have an article here up on from thelandryhat.com where they're saying that it has to be a troll by Jerry Trotta, who we love to always pull up his articles and have a look at here. So what are you guys' thoughts on this?
So, I mean, this is my one thing about it. it doesn't make sense to bring in Derrick Henry. We already got rid of a running back. The Cowboys didn't didn't retain Zeke's contract because they didn't want to pay X amount of dollars for a running back who has logged a lot of carries. That makes me feel like this is just a bunch of bullshit because Derrick Henry's been getting a little bit injured. He's had a lot of carries and he's going to need to get paid a lot of money. I just think there's a lot more. I think there's a better option in the draft than going and signing Derrick Henry.
What do you think, Chris?
Man, we brought this up on our show. And the first thing I thought about was any big name, any popular player on the NFL, if they're a free agent or looking for a contract, they always link them to the Cowboys. Okay. And the reason they link them to the Cowboys, because since we're the most popular team in the whole world, okay, and this is how I can make money. Why do you think OBJ, whatever, signed with Baltimore before a whole year? Mm-hmm. He was coming to the Cowboys, okay? And the reason why is because he can draw interest. This is the same thing. I don't believe that we would consider Derrick Henry because he stays hurt all of a sudden, okay? He stays hurt. And then at least Zeke was healthy all his whole career, okay? But my whole thing is you still have to pay him $10 million. If you were going to do that, you might would have kept Zeke. I think the Cowboys' whole thing at the running back position, they're good where they are on the current roster, but they're going to make moves in the draft to get a running back. And I don't think I think it's trolling. I believe. I really do.
Yeah.
When I sit back, like just initially the name, I'm like, ooh, that would be deadly. But I'm thinking more again on like the video game stat type of thing where it's like, all right, now I got 290 plus running backs, right? But the reality is, I think you nailed it on the head, is he is Zeke. He may be better in terms of like his production that he's put out, but he's one bad hit away. He has over past the warranty on miles in terms of how much he carries the ball. Like, I really do hope he comes out and has an excellent season, but the smartest move is to wait in the draft. There seems to be a few options in those top 3 rounds, even though it doesn't seem like maybe that's the route the Cowboys are looking necessarily if you look at their 30 visit picks. But yeah, it's a nice thought, but when you really break it down, there's not much sense to it.
I mean, I think let's just think, if they're trolling, I think the comments being trolling about the Cowboys picking up Derrick Henry, if the rumors are going out there that the Cowboys are entertaining him around draft time, could it be a deflection because they're going to try to be making moves for Bijan? I think that possibly it's a play, but I do think the Cowboys are going to surprise us by coming out with a high running back pick, because I don't think they feel completely confident in TP20. If they felt better about TP20, he wouldn't be on no franchise tag. And then they have Rojo as an insurance policy. So it's either they're going to pick up a young back that they can massage into their main guy and get
what? Massage into their main guy. Yeah. Okay, I'm in.
Look, Anth, when you got a bunch of guys, you need to massage one into
you
your
have
main
to guy. You have to massage that sausage into the main guy. You gotta work it, right?
Hey-o.
But like, I mean, TP20, he's been injured, so we don't know the type of TP20 we're getting back. I think if you look at paying TP20 a lot more money after this year's franchise tag, that's probably not going to be in the cards. So if they can't get a young running back to massage, then I believe they might go for that gritty veteran. And then you have Derrick Henry, you have Rojo, you have TP20, and we're
not happening. They're not taking it. It's Chris basically said it.
Yeah.
That it's just any free agent, any guy that might be traded, they're always linked to the Cowboys because it brings up their monetary value. They literally, everyone, no matter what, for the last 10 years, any big name is always linked to the Cowboys. And look at Odell Beckham,
listen,
like Chris said.
I'm just trying to put some new optimistic Cowboy fan flavor into this. You crusty old Cowboy fans.
No, I'm telling you,
like
it's not happening and it shouldn't happen. Would you guys wanted to pay Odell Beckham $18 million for 1 year?
No,
not a chance, man.
But King Henry for a year at $10 million, I'd do that over Zeke.
A running back's not taking a 1 year deal. I don't think or they shouldn't. the way that they imagine he takes a 1-year deal and gets hurt, he's never going to get another 1-year deal. So I don't know. I think it's just trolling. I think it's trolling by the agent. I think the agents are putting this out to make other teams interested. I don't think it has anything to do with the Cowboys.
But it's smart to do that. It's smart because that's going to draw interest on my man. I link him to the Cowboys. Oh my God! Then people going like in the East are like Washington may still need another running back. They don't know what the Giants are. Have they signed Saquon yet? No. I mean, they be like, okay, if we get King Henry, we can get him away from the Cowboys. You know, that's all that is, man. It's a straight troll. That's all that is.
That's like a very optimistic kid coming home from school and being excited about something, and then the father gives the advice like, "Stop being an idiot." Like that's not going to happen. That's basically what Cowboys Chris is doing to me right now, and I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it.
I wish he was in person so he could hit you.
No, Chris would never hit me.
No,
he would never hit me. He'd put his hand on my back and he would say like, I'm not mad at you, Adam. I'm just disappointed in you.
That hurts the most.
Adam is my man crush, okay? Because
he's hard not to have a man crush on that guy.
Look, man, the knowledge that he has, especially about all this stuff that I wish I could do with the fingers. He said, Chris, I do this a lot. So if he can show me how to work those fingers, man, I think I'll be good.
That's why he's always on talking about massaging.
Exactly.
And he's massaging a lot. Yeah.
As Kilo C says, here comes a prison talk.
Kilo's in the house.
Just a touch. Hey, so what up, Kilo? The prospects here for the running backs, just to quickly get to the end of this. Bijan Robinson, of course. Jamar Gibbs.
Oh, so you want me to bring something up on the
Zach
screen?
Charbonnet.
Well, this is prospects that they think
go back up to the top.
That could start right away. That would immediately start on their team. Like they get drafted and they're more than likely going to be vying for a number one time of touches or amount of touches.
That's
these
right.
Guys.
And the last guy here is Devin Akane, who was small. But I don't know what to think about small running backs anymore. Maybe they're good. Maybe they're little bowling balls.
So, Chris, out of these guys, like you got Devin Achane. Who were the other ones? You had Charbonnet. Obviously, Gibbs and Bijan. Do you think it's realistic that the Cowboys land any of these guys?
All right. I told you I had a hot take, right?
Oh, here we go.
About the Cowboys pick. And Adam kind of stole my thunder. But I really think the Cowboys are going to make a move this draft. I think everything they've done in the offseason to me is setting up to make a move to get Dak as much help as possible. And I think that much help is that boy out of Texas, Bijan Robinson. And I think they got to get up there and they got to go get him. Okay. I think Jerry has realized, okay, I need to stop procrastinating and I need to do something. For years, we didn't do anything in free agency. What the Cowboys go do? They go get Gilmore. They go get Cook, and they were like, okay, I made a mistake last year. I shouldn't have traded Amari Cooper. I shouldn't have did that. So it hurt Dak, okay? And everybody blamed Dak Prescott for all these interceptions and everything. But my whole thing is the offense was not rolling fluently to help him. He had no running game other than Tony. When we lost to the Niners, as soon as Tony went out, the offense went straight downhill. So Cowboys had no explosive players on their offense other than CeeDee Lamb and Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard get hurt. We have no explosive in the Niner game over. So the Cowboys are going to go up, get Bijan, get more explosive players for Dak Prescott, and we're going to roll. Defense is set.
So I got a question about that. How far up would you be willing to trade? Like, how far would you like to get up there?
If he gets past 10, I'm up there at 11. If he gets past 10. I hope
he gets past 10.
If he gets past 10, the Cowboys are going to get it.
Well,
wow.
the biggest
that
worry,
is a hot take.
To go, if he gets to, the Eagles wouldn't trade to 10. Like I feel
the Eagles are picking at 10.
I know that's what I'm saying. So sorry, the Eagles won't trade the Cowboys to be at 10.
The Eagles trade with Cowboys,
but at 10,
yeah,
and let's say if they want someone like Bijan, because think about the Eagles scenario.
They got another pick, but I don't see them paying. I don't think that
they're
trading their first one.
Maybe. I mean, possibly, but
they're not going to trade 10 But that's why I say if he gets past the Eagles, the Cowboys are going to get him.
If he gets past 10, I think he has a good chance to fall to at least like possibly the Commanders at like 16, maybe.
But
I'm just worried. Like, what do you think we have to give up?
That chance.
Yeah.
I don't even want to take that chance.
Yeah.
Because I'm like this. If I see a player that I absolutely love, look, the Cowboys drafted up to go get Morris Claiborne. He was the worst draft pick you remember that?
I think he was our worst pick in the last 20 years.
Him and Taco were neck and neck, and I hated that because Taco went to Michigan. But anyway, other than that, man, I just think the Cowboys have been too complacent. Okay, now if the Cowboys stay where they are, they're going offensive line. Okay,
yeah.
Because one thing you can say, the Cowboys draft offensive linemen well.
Yeah.
All right. So we weren't even thinking about Tyler Smith last year. We weren't even thinking about it. Okay, and then he was probably one of the most valuable players people on the offensive line. So, I think it's time that Jerry's like, I got to make moves this year. I got to make moves.
A question from Dario Salinas in there says, well, why not just sit at 26 and draft Gibbs? So if we don't go up to get, if Bijan makes it to 10 and we don't trade to get to the 10 spot to draft
11.
him and someone else, 11, and someone else snabs him like the fucking Eagles, I'll
tell you why.
Will you take another running back in the first, or is it Robinson or bust?
And I just want to jump in this quickly.
Sorry,
the reason
this question was for our guest Cowboy Chris.
I can't let Chris have this one because I got to just jump in. Sorry, Chris. I have to. They're completely different runners. Like put Bijan beside Gibbs. Gibbs would look like Alex beside me.
Right.
No, but they're just completely different size. Like you want to pair TP20 up with Bijan, not with Tony Pollard too.
Yeah, and obviously the Bijan is that kind of golden goose if you're looking for the running back positions in the first, and if not, as we've known in our last 7 drafts, there's a lot of other good backs that would be great in a second, third, fourth round option for the Cowboys that could kind of fit the scheme that they should be doing for the runs. But I mean, I there was a question for Chris and Ant stole it, so
well, no, I can still answer it. I mean, just because I'm like this, do I want Grey Poupon or do I want cheap mustard? Okay, I want the best. Okay, so if he's the best runner in the whole draft and he could change my offense overnight, I want him. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Gibbs from Alabama. He's a great little running back. But like I said, you hear the word little?
Yeah.
He's a great little running back. Okay? But if I'm on the draft another running back other than Bijan, I'm thinking about even Charbonnet from Michigan. Y'all forget he went to Michigan first, okay?
That's right.
So Charbonnet or the kid from Alabama, Tank, okay?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, not Alabama. He's from Auburn, okay? And then that's in the later rounds. That's just if my plans didn't go to fruition. Yep. I'm gonna fall back. I'll take the offensive lineman at 26. But if Bijan get past 10, if I'm the Cowboys, I'm jetting up there and I'm on the phone. Let me get him.
Yeah.
So, speaking of Michigan Wolverines, there's a number in this 2023 NFL draft, as there is every year.
AJ, what did you call them?
Michigan Wolverines?
Oh, okay. I thought it was just the accent. I thought you said something else.
Listen, AJ has problems pronouncing any name out there. He means well.
That's right. That's why I come up with just short names for everyone.
The MWs?
Go blue.
So
Chris and I are Wolverine guys, so we're very excited to see what you're going to tell us here.
We're always wondering. We need to know. Like, we've talked about some of these guys, Chris, and I'm like, fuck, I really wish we had Chris here now to tell us if these guys are worth it. Because we've debated a couple of these guys, and I want to hear from you who, like, each guy. I would love to hear if he's a first round grade or what grade you think he is, because he'll help us out in our drafting.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah. So, Chris, I'm not sure if you can see the screen well, but
I can.
I mean, you might have this memorized, but basically we got the 43rd rank, top rank for the Wolverines this year is Mazzie Smith, defensive lineman. I believe we've drafted him in one of our mocks.
It's Mazzie. Okay. Mazzie, this is my opinion on Mozzie. Mozzie tests well, okay? But with me watching every game of Michigan and everything, he didn't pop off the screen. Now, he was a solid player at Michigan. He's a good run stopper, okay? You don't expect Mozzie to get to the passer, okay? He's definitely, if you're looking for a one technique, a two technique, Mozzie is your man, okay? But he's not going to pop off the screen. So if people are looking for pop, you're not going to get it from Mozzie, okay? But he is a good player. I got him a second round grade. I wouldn't take Mozzie in the first.
I like to hear that because there was a lot of dudes that do this for a living that were mocking him first round of the Cowboys, and we actually looked at him, and he's the cat that he didn't have a sack last year, right?
No,
he didn't even have a single sack last year. I don't know if I like that. That scares me. That scares me.
His size. AJ loves the big boys, and and then he was a Michigan boy, but the no sacker kind of threw us off. It got vetoed.
It got vetoed. The no sacks. I mean, in college, you're as a defensive tackle who is gonna go in the first or second round. I feel like you should have at least had two to five sacks at least,
or 100 hurries.
So it made me a little nervous. I'm glad you're saying second round. Because I've kind of he's kind of polarizing in the Cowboys community right now. Some people love him and want him at 26, and other people are saying you're crazy if you take him at 26.
You know, I actually like I can't even think of his name. The defensive tackle from Baylor better. If you're looking for a run stopper than Mozzie, you know, and I've seen every snap Mozzie played. You know, and don't get me wrong, I love the kid. But I don't think he's not a first round. He's second round, possibly early third, but he won't last at 3.
And that's what we love because this is why we wanted to go through these guys because you're diehard. You've literally watched every single snap of this guy. So I'll take your scouting report over anything else I read when it comes to Michigan guys.
Right.
Well, the thing I'll keep harping on here is just that 26 pick is so awkward that I feel the Cowboys, you kind of don't have really much pull in a trade with that pick because you're probably trying to move up most of the time. But, you know, it could work out in your benefit. But
try to say the name. Please try and say the name of the Baylor guy.
That's Siaki Ika.
Yeah, okay. That's the guy that you're talking about from Baylor.
I think so. No, Adam derailed me here.
Sorry. I thought that's what you were going
okay, that's how we do. Just the Cowboys being at 26, I just find that sometimes if say Mazi Smith happened to be the best player for what their need was, but he was still a high second rounder, you might find that the Cowboys are going to be having to make that move more often than you'd like and reach a little bit if they can't find a way to get around that.
Well, my only concern is I don't like defensive tackle now that we got Hankins at 26. Once Hankins was short up, I don't really like defensive interior at 26.
Rank 59 here we have DJ Turner, cornerback.
DJ Turner.
That's right. He ran a 4.26, baby.
Yeah, the speedster.
Dude,
that also gets my rocks hard.
When he ran that, I jumped off the couch.
Dude. Wow.
I'm screaming "Go Blue" all up and down. My wife is like, "What is wrong with you?" I said, "Man, DJ ran a 4.2."
That's huge.
Now let's talk about DJ real quick. Okay, DJ is fast. He can cover. DJ don't make interceptions. That was my only thing with DJ. You know, a fast guy can cover. You know, he could come up and make plays. You know, he's good in run support and everything. But DJ didn't have a lot of interceptions, okay? Especially when he played against TCU. I thought he was going to have a couple picks, and he didn't come away with them. But he's a good kid. He's better than Anthony Brown, you know. But you know, you can't teach speed, you know. And if you got like the Cowboys, our whole secondary is blazing fast, okay? So if you want to add speed to the secondary, I'm thinking DJ late second, early third. But that speed, man, just because people be hypnotized for it, he may go in the late first round. You never know because of that speed.
that 4.2
It'd be calling you.
yeah, it's like, well, you got to think in draft or in combine history, how many guys have ran 4.2?
Yes.
Very, very select few. So, I mean, like you said, you can teach other things running a 4.2 40. That's there's only a certain amount of guys, and most of them have had very successful NFL careers. So
That's right.
I'd say he's probably a decent pick at some point.
EJ Savage is giving a fun fact about DJ Turner. His real name is Juan Drago. That alone makes him a fan favorite.
Juan Drago Turner.
That is a good name.
Why is it DJ then?
I don't know.
Reversed. I think that's that's intriguing. That 4.2. I agree though. That's going to make him really move up the draft board because a good coach is going to look at that player like you mentioned, Anth, and say, I can teach this guy how to play football. You give me that type of ability. I mean, I'll turn that into something special.
You can put that 4.2 guy in the slot. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
For the little fast receivers, because they're not going to run away from him. You know, they're not. That 4.2, it shows up on the field. You know.
They beat you. They might beat you on a break, and you're catching up instantly, basically. Because what's his acceleration like, Chris? Obviously, it's good if he's running a 4.2, but he obviously has catch-up speed. He must.
Yes, he's never, against Ohio State, I was worried because, they got a Jigba and all the other cats, that's running 4.2s also. And he never got beat deep against, against Ohio State. To me, I judge every Michigan player on how they did against Ohio State because every last one of those players are going to the NFL. Okay. Yeah. So he never got beat deep against them, against Jigba and all those other guys from Ohio State. So his speed is legit. Okay. Like I said, the only caveat that I have against DJ, he don't catch a lot of interceptions. He don't have a lot.
How often do they play? Michigan play Ohio State, did you say, or Oregon?
Every year, the first game after Thanksgiving, bro.
Just once a year.
Yeah. In college, you only play each other once.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Next guy actually shows up. And I think we drafted him as well. I wonder, at 108 here, Luke Schoonmaker, tight end. Does this guy have the most potential to actually end up on the Cowboys?
I think so, because he's a prototypical Cowboy tight end. 6'5", 6'6", athletic, got good hands, and he is a great blocker. Great blocker. I love Shoemaker. Shoemaker got hurt toward the end of the season, but he is prototypical Cowboy. I think he'll be good in the room. I think he is a early third, okay? Love Luke. Luke is awesome. I love him. He had a great career at Michigan.
So if you're saying if he falls to 90th in the third round and we haven't taken crap if you got him, son.
Get him.
Chris is getting one. Get it in, you big fella. Get it in, you big fella. Crack him if you got him, son.
Get a third. Come on, hat trick.
A third?
Crack him if you got him.
Crack him if that just happened. That just happened.
Well, we were trying to make it a fourth, but someone doesn't want to play ball, and his name is Anthony.
Oh, wait. I didn't actually open that. But so, Chris, you're saying if Schoonmaker's still there at 90, and we haven't taken tight end, obviously, he's a no-brainer?
I think it's a no-brainer. I mean, because Vandershot and Ferguson, he's basically the same player. Okay?
Phone zone, baby.
Remember, we were upset with Jarwin just because he couldn't block anybody. Okay, and Schultz because he couldn't block anybody. With Michigan, they ran the ball 60% of the time. Okay, so they're tight end. They always run 3 tight end set all the time.
Wow.
So he was their number 1 tight end. Okay, so you got to be able to block. Up in Michigan, especially when they run the ball so much. So he's a good runner blocker, but he got great hands. He got great hands, good speed for his size. So he's a no-brainer for me. If he's there at 3, I got him. Take him.
I feel like we're taking a Michigan Wolverine in this mock draft. I almost feel like it has. I feel like it has to happen. I think the only Wolverine. I think we've only drafted the 3 Wolverines we've drafted have been Mazzy. What's the wide receiver? Is he come? I can't see the screen. What's that wide receiver? The 6'5" dude. The fucking prototypical.
Oh, the guy that we're.
That me and you were talking about, AJ.
I think he's Wake Forest.
For some reason I thought he was Michigan.
He's not blue.
Okay, so the only
sorry.
Wolverines we've taken are Smith and then Jake Moody
Oh yeah, we took Jake Moody
in the 5th round.
Jake Moody?
in the 5th round, baby. Yeah.
Just as like a joke because of his mustache.
And guess what?
Hey,
Yeah,
but
that
he
Mustang.
didn't miss a kick at Michigan.
Break down, bring him up.
Hey,
our boy
we like
Jake
that.
Dude,
Oh,
he didn't
this
miss
is
a kick. He I think he won the award this year for best kicker in the country. Okay. I remember him miss the kick, and it was at the end of the half, and it was like almost a 60-yarder. And dude, he didn't miss it short. He missed it wide. Okay. So he was one of the most accurate kickers in college football last year. And then when he grew his mustache, it was great.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
look at that.
That's a can fan pick right there.
When we draft Jake Moody, that will be the jersey I buy.
Let's get
Jake-
Moody,
yeah.
baby.
Let's get Moody.
Jake Moody looks like an emotionally defeated French waiter at this super high class hotel.
You just
been
had like a
shit on all his life, but he gets paid good enough, so he
You don't
doesn't care.
understand it. I like the creme brulee.
Bro, when
He's-
y'all were talking about Jake Moody on one of y'all mock draft, dude, I was like, take him. I'm screaming at the computer. Take him.
Honestly, a solid kicker, 7th round.
Is not bad.
It's not bad.
Yeah,
We have-
I mean,
we don't
because
have a
that's
kicker
where,
right
that's
now.
where kickers go. That's where they go, 6th and 7th round. Yeah, Jake is that's a good pick.
He looks
So-
like he's staring at you after you're paying for your $500 caviar dinner, and you didn't tip him. That's what he looks like. No tip, $500 bill.
Fuck you guys.
Let me just roll through these next ones, because well, we can go through one by one here, but stop me if there's a guy you want to speak on. Number 127. Oh Lord, here we go. Olusegun Uluwatimi, center. How was it?
Chris, give us the actual pronunciation because I
Chris
have
can't talk.
just judging by your reaction, AJ butchered it.
It was great. AJ, that was the greatest pronunciator ever.
Hey, it was a good attempt.
Hey, one thing about the kid, he transferred from Michigan State and actually became an All-American at Michigan at center, okay? He instantly started, and instantly the offensive line improved, okay? He's a good kid, great blocker. He was a good leader. He was a 5th-year senior because he had that 5th year for the COVID thing. Great center, okay? I've been seeing mock stat, man. He was going in the high 2nd round because when I was doing my mock, I was thinking, okay, I can get Ola in the 3rd. No, he was going 2nd round. Consistency in my mocks that I was doing. Y'all do y'all's off of PFF, and on PFF, I mean, he was going in the 2nd round. Every mock I did like 20 of them. So he was gone.
Does he have guard potential, or is he pure center?
He's best at center. I would leave him at center because he's dominant at center. I think a lot of times I played center in high school, and when they moved me to guard and tackle, I sucked. But at center, it's a special person to play. You got to be nasty in there, and he's a nasty kid. You know, I love nasty offensive linemen, so he's one of those.
I can't
what we
wait.
like to hear.
I can't wait for next Thanksgiving when we come out and we line you up at center and have AJ try to come and break the line on you.
Yeah.
And you just boom.
We gotta do that.
I would not do that to AJ. I would not. He is my buddy.
Hey, Chris, he ain't gonna show remorse on you. He's gonna swim move you. You don't want to get swim moved by AJ, so you gotta come. You gotta come nasty.
This lake too deep to swim.
That's all right, Chris. Chris, I can't run anymore, so I'll just be speed walking at you.
Hey, AJ, I never could run, so we're in the same boat.
Perfect then. So actually, this next guy, 131, Mike Morris, linebacker. We've noticed a lot. Pass.
Oh, pass. That's not to talk
What's
to.
the reason? He's 6'5", 275, big boy.
AJ loves
That's all he
size.
is.
Okay.
Okay. Let me do this.
Let's
okay.
get the
They
dirt
got him
on
at
this guy.
Yeah, I want to
but
hear the dirt now.
they got him at linebacker, but he actually played defensive end. Okay. And when you had what's my man that plays for the Lions now? Hutchinson. Okay. When
Yep.
you had Hutchinson and Mike sat on the bench his whole junior year, and then he finally get on the field, and I think he may have had 5 sacks the whole year. He wasn't that impact player. They got him listed at linebacker, but he's a defensive end. Okay, he's a defensive end. Of course, I loved him at Michigan, but 4th, 5th, maybe.
Yeah.
He looks too plain Jane for me.
To me, Mike will be he's better at a defensive tackle, a smaller defensive tackle. I think he'll have more success, but not out on the end. The edge rusher's got to have explosive speed to turn that corner. To me, he didn't have it.
Okay.
The thing that stands out to me, at least, and of course it's very obvious, is his size, because I find that a lot of linebackers ahead of him, at least the ones that are available for the Cowboys, are all pretty small guys, 6'1", 6'2", 230. So just obviously maybe that doesn't mean as much as I think it is, and I might need to change my perspective on linebacker, the modern day linebacker.
Well, think about it like this, okay? What do we wish D-Law could do more is get to the quarterback, right? But D-Law is our best run stopper on the offensive line, right? So if you drafting a defensive end to be a run stopper, you can get him in the later rounds. Most defensive ends and linebackers, if that can get to the quarterback, go early. So that's my whole thing. He's a big kid, but that he's lacking explosiveness to get to the quarterback.
Where's he falling? Where's he going? You think what round?
4th, 5th.
I mean,
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. You got maybe a potential guy in the 5th.
That's where we've kind of been drafting our linebackers, though. In at least our mocks.
But Chris is saying that he's not going to be your so we've always went size. What we've been trying to, and this is our limited knowledge on the draft, but what we've been trying to, when we've been going linebackers, Chris, we've been trying to target the guys that could kind of take over for LVE. So we see this guy and we see his size and we're thinking, oh, he's got to be a middle linebacker.
No,
but you're basically saying he's a defensive end.
He's a defensive end because the Wolverines ran a 3-4. So
yeah,
he
okay.
had his hand down a lot.
So he's like a Ware. He's like a DeMarcus Ware kind of.
No, Ware could turn the corner.
Sorry, just position wise. Position wise.
Don't compare him to Hall of Famer
DeMarcus
Ware.
Well, it's like you tell people that DeMarcus Ware was a linebacker, and they go linebacker.
I got a perfect example. I got a perfect example of who he is. Okay, DeMarcus Spears. That's who he is. Okay.
I mean, if you could get Spears in the 5th, I would take another Spears in the 5th.
Because, Spears was the run stopping defensive end. Okay. He wasn't getting to the quarterback. He is Spears.
Which, I mean,
would you take?
Which we kind of do need to. I mean, although when we look at our defensive average points from the last 2 years, 21 and 20 is like our average. You're like, oh, the defense is fine. What do you need? But I mean, obviously, we could put a little bit of work in our run game, like a run stopping game. So that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, there was a couple leaky holes there. At 159, Ryan Hayes, OT, just about 300 pounds at 298, 6'6". What about Ryan Hayes?
Ryan had a good season, man. Big kid, man.
Good size. Let's see it. Let's see his
yeah,
full res image.
he has good hand placement. He got good footwork, everything like that. That you want that for an offensive tackle. Unfortunately, he really only started that 1 year that I could say, okay, Ryan, I see him. You know what I mean? I see you, Ryan. But he was a part of that Michigan line that won best offensive line of the in the country in college football. He was a part of that. So any Michigan offensive lineman, any Wisconsin offensive lineman, any Minnesota offensive lineman, take them. because you think about the great Taylor Lewan and everything, he just retired, from Michigan. They're nasty, man. I told you, I love nasty offensive linemen. So he got that mean streak in him. And then where Mike McCarthy is trying to run the ball more, that's the man right there.
He kind of looks like the guy when you go into re-sign your insurance papers. It's like his first day on the job. It's like, oh yeah, let me talk to the manager here.
Yeah. Do you need a coffee? I have one.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, the printer's out of ink.
Yeah, you be going like this all the time. If you go like this,
If you shuffle those fucking papers one more fucking time.
Yeah. I am walking out of here, man.
Let me see here.
So
That's awesome.
Definitely a need at 173 here. Ronnie Bell, wide receiver, 6 foot 191. That's nothing
not bad.
exceptional.
He was a
4.5 40.
He was a favorite player of mine at Michigan. He tore his ACL the first play of his junior year. Okay,
That's
so
tough.
he was out for the season. He came back this year, and it just seemed like you know how Michael Gallup played this year.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's how Ronnie played this year. I think he was still concerned about his knee. Okay. Ronnie is going to get drafted, but he's going to get drafted as like a role guy. Like who is a guy who just went to Houston, Texas?
Noah Brown.
Noah Brown. He is Noah Brown. Okay.
Right.
So, if you get him real late, the last 7th round, 8th round, but I think more people are going to be worried about the knee. Because before he had the knee injury, I really think Ronnie Brown would have been a first or second round.
Wow.
So you think if he plays his junior year and declares, you think he's going first or second round?
Yes.
So maybe a team possibly takes a flyer on him in the 5th or 6th or 7th and ends up getting a guy rebounding. So
yeah, he's going to be a late round pick just because of the knee. And
Right.
then he ran a 4.5 at the combine. They were looking for Ronnie to at least run a 4.4, 4.3, and
Right.
he had just a 4.5. And he's a little receiver. It says 6 foot, but Ronnie's probably 5'10".
My kind of guy.
Yeah, he's a possession receiver now because he lost his speed with the knee.
it kind of feels like this whole draft is kind of like that for wide receivers, to be honest.
And then I mean, we already talked about our boy Jake Moody, right?
Yeah, we talked about Jake Moody. The last guy here then is 333 Iyabi Oki.
Sounds like he's an
Linebacker.
undrafted free agent coming up.
Oki, 6'5", 244 linebacker. Is he better than Mike Morris?
Yes, but this is the problem with Oki, okay? Oki transferred from Georgia. He was probably like top 5 defensive end in the country when he went to Georgia. Then he transferred to Michigan, and Michigan had him situational player. He reminds you of Randy Gregory, okay? He got the bend. He can turn the corner, but then sometimes he can get spacey and make dumbass plays, and it irritated me about it because he should have been starting over Mike Morris, okay? But he couldn't stay on the field just because of brain farts. Okay. And you know how Randy Gregory used to frustrate us by jumping off sides all the time and doing things. But then when he showed up and made plays, you're like, man, this is probably one of the best defensive ends in the country. That's Oki. That's him. Okay. If he ever get his head on straight, he's a steal.
What round are you taking him? 6?
6. I got to just because of his head.
Yeah. Hey, man, I feel like this is because I like this because there's a few guys that we have taken. And I do like when we get into the mock, which I think we're going to hit up here pretty quick.
Yep.
Version 8 of the CanFan mock draft. When there's when there is a Michigan Wolverine on the board, I feel like we're going to have some very good insight. Better insight than we've had on any player. So this is exciting.
Well, one thing that we can quickly touch on, if it's all right with everyone.
Yep.
Is you mentioned Charbonnet, and you know that we love our darling Charbonnet on
Who's
this cast.
this article written by?
Oh, I wrote this one.
Oh.
But the question
Yeah,
was,
did.
you said, so Charbonnet played, was it 2 seasons with Michigan or
Yes,
3?
2.
2, right.
2.
And then he transferred and then if you just look at his stats, he actually looked like he started to run the ball. Maybe I think he actually ran a little bit. But there was one season, I don't know if he was injured or something with Michigan.
Red-shirted made it.
But he
Maybe.
transferred. And with Michigan, you mentioned running 60% of the time. I don't know if that's something new. But if that was with Charbonnet in Michigan, what happened and why did he transfer?
Because their backfield was deep. He was splitting time with other running backs. With Quorum and who was the running back at the time? Matter of fact, the guy who plays for the Texans now. Not the Texans, the Titans. The backup running back for Derrick Henry. God, his name is drawing a blank. God, because he had 5 touchdowns against Ohio
Chestnut
State.
or Haskins or Ward?
Haskins, yes.
Haskins.
So Haskins was in front of him. He was splitting time with Haskins, and Haskins was at the time he was a freshman. So I think he saw the writing on the wall that they were going to give the ball more to Haskins. So he got out of there and went to California.
He said, "See ya, I'm heading for the beach, baby."
And basically that's what happened.
Well,
hey, cold weather or going to the beach.
Right? I'm not gonna back up someone in this cold ass in Michigan. I'm heading to California.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
blame him.
Yeah, well, whether or not he would have eventually found the same success in Michigan, he went off and had a pretty damn good 2 years with UCLA. And so we've, going into here now our 8th mock draft, there's been a couple players that pop up on the board that we've liked. I was the first one to fall in love with a UCLA player, Charbonnet. Last episode, was it last episode or two ago?
No, 3 episodes ago.
3
you
ago.
were a Charbonnet boy.
No, you DTR.
Oh, last episode, I fell hot for DTR.
And then there's also the receiver Bobo, who
Adam drank an elixir, a love elixir,
Love elixir.
over DTR.
Oh man.
So if I can just run through, I'll summarize this really quick just at the bottom. But this is how I think the Cowboys actually, and anyone who's listening and they're like, what the hell is Alex talking about? Just go to cowboyscanfan.com/blog. You can read the blogs there, right there. There's this blog and other blogs.
Humble brag, shameless plug.
Hey man, plug it.
The only way I see this working out is you would have to draft Charbonnet in the 2nd round. You would then look to draft Dorian Thompson-Robinson in the 5th, but it more than likely is going to require a trade moving up to do so.
Yeah, he's not going to be there in the 5th for us, but
Not for us, but he could be there earlier. And then the most likely pick, I believe, is Jake Bobo in round 6, who, when you look at it, because we all know who, go ahead, Anth, let's hear it.
Oh no, I'll wait. I'm waiting for you.
We all know Zach Charbonnet's that checks off that power rusher box. He's a nice big boy running back. Then Dorian Thompson-Robinson for Jerry Jones, it checks off, hey, we drafted a quarterback box. And then Jake Bobo, he is slow as molasses, but he's just a big guy who could be the threat that we're needing in the end zone or in certain first down scenarios. So
well, you got Bobo on your team now. You got Fehoko. That's who Bobo is. He really is. He's Fehoko.
He just never hits the field. That's the problem.
Semi got hurt.
Yeah, I feel like Semi could have been better. Okay, let me get one of these in here. Crack if you got him. I know you couldn't hear it because for some reason it doesn't pick up on my mic.
If you got it.
Crack if you got him, son.
Crack me if you got him. But just to summarize, there could be a small potential, an impossible percent.
A UCLA heat wave?
A UCLA heat wave rolling into Dallas. Chris, would you hate that?
Would you hate that, Chris?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't hate him because I think DTR is underrated quarterback.
Fuck yes.
I think he had an excellent career at UCLA, bro. I really do. I watch, UCLA comes on at y'all's time, but it's late night for us. So whenever UCLA, I'm a college football junkie too. So whenever they came on, I watched them, and I was like, why are they hating on this kid? This kid is actually pretty good, So I think he'll be fine. I think he's better than the quarterback at Tennessee that everybody's loving.
Hooker?
Hooker. I think DTR is better.
Oh, I like that's a hot take. And you know what? I hope it's a take that's true. You know what, Chris? I literally would take your advice and your scouting report over any ESPN, CBS, PFF. I don't know. I agree.
It's just my opinions. It's just my opinions.
Fuck Hendon Hooker. We're all about that DTR action.
Man,
and Adam's loving hearing that.
I went down a deep DTR hole. I watched a bunch of his highlights, and then I started. He has like a YouTube channel where it's all about his journey path to the draft. It's sweet.
Oh, you make a fucking online documentary and you've won Adam over.
Oh yeah. It doesn't matter what you could be Mike Morris, the slow ass linebacker who's a small defensive tackle. And if you have an online YouTube show, I'm arguing with Chris that I think he would be a perfect substitution for LVE.
Well, I actually got the quarterback, the Cowboys taking the quarterback in the draft.
What
I
round?
really do. I think it's either. I got three names: DTR.
Okay.
I got Stenham from Georgia, the national champion, and I got the kid from TCU that a lot of Cowboy fans have been
Dugan, however you want to say it.
Duggan, been talking him up. But the only thing about Duggan that I think his passing, he's really, they trying to compare him to Dak because Dak didn't throw the ball a lot at Mississippi, but Duggan has thrown more than Dak ever did at TCU. He had a big game against Michigan, which I'm still a little emotional about. but but other than that, man, I just wish his passing was a little better. Okay. But I really do got the Cowboys taking a quarterback in the late round. I mean, because you think about it, sometimes we got to start developing. Okay. Yep. Cooper Rush was good for what Cooper Rush did, but just in case we do really lose Dak, okay?
Yep.
And I think we need some young legs, man. The dual threat, man. We can run, we can throw, we can do everything that what Dak can do. With Cooper Rush, he's going to do one thing: drop back and throw it. That's it.
Yeah. Who's that quarterback tight end in New Orleans?
Oh, I know who you're talking about. What's that boy's name?
Why can't I think of his fucking name?
I
can see his face right now.
Number 7. Oh,
yeah, I could just see his face right now.
Who's gonna get into it first? Me or Chad?
Well, AJ's looking it up. All I'll say about this is we're looking for the Dak Prescott to the Tony Romo right now. We're in that situation, right? Yes, the same thing when Romo was kind of at that point. Yeah, it's exactly, and I'm fine with that. I'm even fine with Taysom Hill. There it is. I'm completely fine with the Cowboys even taking a quarterback in the 4th round because I fully believe this is when you have to start doing it. If we wouldn't have taken Dak Prescott the year Romo got hurt, Dak was our 3rd stringer and we had Kellen Moore lined up to be the backup. Luckily he got hurt too. But this is definitely this is the time to I fully believe you
pick
take
him
a
and
quarterback
develop him
in this draft. You have to
think of it this way: Cowboys aren't gonna Cowboys shouldn't draft a quarterback. They're paying Cooper Rush. It's like Cooper Rush is an insurance policy. We saw how well he could handle the ship when Dak went down, but he does not have that finishing power. So you get a younger quarterback in there that you can massage. And it has to be somebody that, you look at DTR, he just makes plays. He's very athletic. He can move the ball down the field. He's not a wheel and deal QB like a Lamar Jackson or a Kyler Murray in the sense that he's only reliant on that. But man, he can fucking dish a 75-yard touchdown with his own wheels when he wants, right?
Yes. The only problem I saw on him in the 5-minute highlight video that I watched of him.
Here we go.
So very limited. Was he underthrew a lot of wide open receivers. He can make tough passes, but there was a lot of times, I would say a lot of times, there was 3 times in that video they were highlighting a touchdown. He was not pressured and he underthrew them. Now, whether that's a mental thing or just an arm strength thing, but that was an issue I saw.
AJ, this is what I want you to do. I want you to go back and watch UCLA versus USC and watch this kid. He got hurt in the game, come back limping like Willis Reed for the next, and dude almost win the game, but he has no offensive line. He was running for his life.
That's exactly what a lot of when you look at the reports on him, he had no line help and he was still able to put up the production numbers that he did. Yeah. However, AJ did bring up a good point. The only the biggest con from him,
arm strength
or precision. It just isn't there as much as other QBs.
I saw he looked like he could throw accurate targets, but it honestly was it's sometimes that thing that how I looked at it was sometimes players get that where when it's so easy, that's where you make the mistake.
Right.
When it's the pressure is literally all on you to make this wide open pass. And that's where I thought there was some tenderness there. But I will go check out that.
I'm gonna watch it right
Game,
after
yeah.
we get off of it.
UCLA
yeah.
to be honest.
USC game. Yes.
I know what I'm
Don't you
watching
watch
in bed
that?
tonight.
Well, we
Hey
can-
boys, hey, we
Yeah.
got to jump into this mock version 8.0.
Yeah, it's midnight for Chris right now.
Oh shit!
No,
That's
it's
not
not.
actually-
No, it's
kidding.
not.
I'm kidding. I'm just.
Eh, eh,
9 o'clock.
I was
Chris-
thinking, where is Chris? Like
Chris,
in
yeah,
the middle
Chris
of
lives.
the.
I was gonna say Chris lives in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean.
Chris is in Abu Dhabi. Okay, so Chris, I know you tune into the show, but a couple ground rules for our draft. We all play a certain part. We have our Jerry Jones of the War Room. Crack him
Crack me if you got him, Jerry.
Got him?
He'll definitely veto anything that that he doesn't like. I'm obviously the natural heir to the throne. Steve Batson Jones. Anth is Mike McCarthy. And
Can I
Big
be
Mike.
Will McClay?
Big
Can I
Mike.
be
Yes,
black?
yes.
usually we have our boy EJ Savage as a Will McClay, but because of your knowledge on there, you definitely can fit into that role. EJ's not on tonight, so that role is open.
Love me some EJ though, by the way.
Yeah, EJ's been in the chat a little bit. He was giving props to Chris for the facts that he's been spitting, but I don't know if he's still tuning in.
Okay, so here's the rules.
Oh, and we have the timer that AJ will forget to run here and there. My only job in the war room as his son is to remind him, Dad, to make sure you start that clock.
Yeah. So, and it will happen, but you know what? We've been pretty damn good. So what we do will be a 5-round draft. First 3 rounds are 8 minutes long that we have to choose. Last 2 are 5 minutes.
Ooh, spicy.
Just to make
That's
things spicy. I say we go open, no rules. Let's just have fun with this one.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
And you know what? We'll chat when you're watching. We got TikTok open. We got YouTube. Our OGs in YouTube. We do want your thoughts, so make sure you're yelling at us about who we should pick.
I should say this. We're open to doing rules, but right now we're just going in free.
We're free balling.
No underwear, and we got
we're free
sweatpants
balling.
on. Yeah.
You're like, it's Sunday. Yeah, it's get them out of there. Chris just rips them right off.
Whoa! Ouch! Okay.
So my one thing is for the
Yes.
first round, do it kind of slow. Just do it slow.
Should I go? I'll go second speed of. Oh no, I'll go
Second
right
speed?
slow. Right slow. Then we can chat.
I like
off.
seeing the first round.
Yeah.
Who's going
Sounds
off
good.
the board?
Okay.
Are we gonna trade up?
Well, we might.
I don't know.
That's why we
are
gotta
gonna
go
trade up?
slow.
Hey,
We don't know.
okay,
If he gets past 10, if he gets past 10,
exactly. Okay, so
Oh wow.
if
Pause the draft. We'll pause.
if
Yeah, Chris, say pause it if you want to pause it. We'll pause and discuss.
all right.
if our boy Bijan goes past 10,
Oh, he's going to.
we
for
have
sure.
to.
You got
Bijan's
we
going
got
past 10. In the mocks, he's going past 10.
Sorry, Nate Dogg was
asking?
asking for a timer about the hand holding. I said 30 seconds, and I had to get it before it came in. So I
Okay.
just stilled that hand from AJ.
Hey yo.
Yeah, that's
there
what
you go.
usually it happens naturally. That was an aggressive.
Sometimes-
I saw it.
Yeah,
Okay,
sometimes
let's
when
do
you're not
this.
paying attention
All right, here
to
we
me, I
go.
have to force myself in there.
You're on the
Let's-
clock.
We're on the clock. Cowboys Nation. Let's
Well,
go.
actually, we're not on the clock. Sorry.
I gotta take the glasses down here so I can read the screen.
So Bryce Young went. Then
Might have to bring this computer a
Stroud.
bit closer.
Wow.
DTR
Will
just went?
Anderson.
Oh, sorry.
Anthony Richardson. Tyre Wilson. Wow, Richardson moved right up. Jalen Carter.
Take him.
Carter ain't making it. The Seahawks are taking Carter. I would bet on that.
Detroit just took him.
Levis.
I know, but
Jimenez,
I'd bet that not happening.
Broderick Jones.
The Eagles, Bijan. No,
Peter
they took.
Skronsky.
Yeah, Skronowski.
Okay, so now we're at the 12th pick.
Are we gonna pause it?
Okay, this is my thoughts. I like the.
Pause at 15.
I think 15. I agree with Chris.
Yes.
I don't think Bijan's going before 15 here.
Yeah.
Okay, so we want to pause it when we get to 15 then.
Okay.
Yes.
Green Bay.
I like it.
So next up we have Paris Jr., Johnson Jr., Devin Witherspoon, and Jackson Smith. Say it for me.
JSN would have been. I think I've read
To
a
the
lot of
Pats.
reports. a lot of people thinking he's actually the only first round graded wide receiver in the draft.
Really?
So,
all right.
so
So
what
the
do you-
reason I say Paul's at 15 because it's a possibility that the Skins would take him. Okay.
Yep.
And then also who's behind I know that the
Scroll down, AJ.
Steelers don't need him, but it's a possibility Detroit will take him. Okay. So I think this is the perfect spot to make a trade up. Because he's definitely not getting past the Buccaneers because they need a running back. Okay. So
Okay.
let's see what. Oh man, we're gonna have to give up.
Nate Dogg says, "I'll
give
bet
up
a street shot the Lions take him."
Hey, Nate's gonna be here draft day, so here we go.
So to do so, they're not even happy with a third rounder.
AJ, can we get the screen a little bit more so we can see the possibility of?
No, they want to see the possibility.
Yeah.
How can I do this, sir?
Hang on.
I
don't
go
know
a
if
little
it's
bit
gonna-
smaller.
Okay, there it is. I like that.
So we've never done this before, but we can throw in some other year picks too.
Yeah, but I feel like that's cheating.
Well, we threw in a player before. It's
That's
just gotta-
true.
I think it's just got to be realistic. Are you
Okay.
willing to do this to get that guy?
So,
Mhm.
Chris, what would you give up right now to try to move up to 15?
Sorry, say it again. Say him by his real name.
Sorry, Will McClay. What are you thinking you would want? Hey, Will, it's me, Mike. What are we doing to get this guy?
all right, this is what I do. Of course, we got to trade our number one this year. Okay. Add a fourth and then add next year's second.
Oh, they'll take it.
They'll take it. Now, how about let's just look.
Try the third.
Okay, it's too
There goes
low.
my data being all cheap and stuff.
No. I just want to work.
Try
the
try
system.
a fifth. Try a fifth and a second.
We got a fourth, so we more than likely get their first and their fourth for our first and fourth this year, and then also the second round pick in 2024.
It's odd that they would trade our force because they're up a higher position.
Yeah, but they get the second next year, so it's
right.
big value there. So I think this has our best chance.
We're in win now mode. So
Yeah, let's do it. We
Let's
actually
try it.
we move up in 2 rounds this year.
Yes.
Okay, let's do it, boys.
Oh shit! Almost lost it.
what did
Try
you?
that again.
What did you do?
I accidentally hit resume.
Oh, you hit resume draft.
Oh shit!
Woo! Okay.
Damn it, Daddy.
You know,
That's
let's just try
sodium.
the third. Just no, it's not going to be accepted. Fuck it.
They're gonna take it.
We got it. Okay.
Okay, zoom it out.
They took it.
All right.
Okay, boys.
So there we go.
So,
So
now
he's
we're
gonna.
on the clock.
Well, we did it to get one player.
Yes.
Take him.
Take him.
That makes it
Welcome
easy.
to the team.
Welcome to the team. You know what? Hey man, I've been on the Bijan train since day one. I don't hate it. I know we might get flamed, but I don't give a
that's
fuck.
gonna
I
be
think
a
the guy
great clickbait.
I think the guy's
um,
the guy's a generational talent. He's a top 5 draft pick. He's a top 5 talent in the draft.
He's
And
definitely.
to get him at 15, I'll take it, man.
Hey, we also moved up in our 4th round too. It's going to give us a better chance at getting DTR. I
Oh.
believe.
Did we lose?
Please.
Did we lose our second here or no?
Next-
Next
next year.
Next year is second.
Okay.
we're in win now
AJ,
mode
speed
there,
it up
Mike.
a bit here.
Sure.
Mike, we're in win now. Who did they pick? They picked Zay Flowers at 26.
So yeah, a lot of guys.
That's a good pick. Zay Flowers at 26 isn't bad either.
Mozzie Smith's off the board.
We kept
Yeah,
Juwan
Smith,
Jones.
first pick in the second round.
we kept our second and third, and that's really important.
Trying to read these names a little bit here.
Gibbs just went.
Gibbs went, in
Jalen
the
Hyatt.
40s.
Boots on the
Darnell
ground.
Washington.
Boots on the ground loves the trade up
Oh.
for
Oh.
Bijan.
Steve Avila just went. Esteban.
Avila went.
Cody Mock. Oh,
Cody
Cody Mock
Mock.
is gone.
Wow,
Damn it.
Mach went. Wow.
And right before went Joe Tipman,
Damn
which is
it.
unfortunate.
Wow. So guys,
Insane.
that's honestly, I was kind of thinking if we went running back at 1, an offensive lineman in the second would have been pretty nice. And we've just a couple really good guys that
Just
we could
went
have
off
got.
the board.
Yeah. A couple really good guys
Okay,
that
well,
So-
hey, Mike.
so
could have
stop
stepped
it.
in at left guard.
Pull up the interior offensive line group and let's see what that's. Because
Let's get
every
it.
mock I went, OG was gone from Michigan, the center. But if he's there,
It looks like we're going to be able to get him in a little bit, to be honest, Chris. He's
Okay, we may
ranked
have to
here,
wait till
141.
third.
We might be able to
Yeah.
get him still later.
All right.
Oh yeah, I think.
Sorry, Will. I keep going here.
Yeah, Will.
Who's Chris?
Hey,
Will.
I will boot you out of this war room, Mike, if you ever disrespect Will like that again.
What I like about interior, which is a need on O-line for sure, is we have Zavala, Scruggs, and then Olu, as I'm going to call him.
You're doing good, bro.
Thank you. So not a pressing need.
Yeah.
With this pick.
I like
Let's see the
we
full.
gotta
Let's
keep
see.
an eye on it.
I want to
Yeah,
see what. Let's see the big
everybody.
board here.
Yeah.
So we've taken Tuli, Tupiolo, Tupiolo
Oh,
two.
my board. I can't see the big board. Okay. There we go.
So we've taken him before, man. So this is. I always go back to this. What do we think's our pressing need? We took running back in the first. Right now, what is the Cowboys' biggest need as a team?
To me, O-line is
Mhm.
always
Yeah.
O-line for me.
I
Either
think O-line. I think O-line
Oh.
too. Do we try to trade back here? Do we try to trade back?
Sure.
We
I
traded
do.
up. Do we try to trade back now?
Let's trade back and get another pick so we can get an O-line. Unless you got a defensive tackle that you absolutely love at this position.
I didn't see anyone there.
Boots on the ground saying left guard, Nate Dogg saying Tanner McKee. But he's
Can't do
also a San Fran fan, and he could be trying to sewer our picks here. And Boots is saying trade back or take a defensive tackle.
I think-
right there.
so-
The Baylor kid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Siaki
Ika.
Siaki Ika.
Yes.
Siaki Ika.
That's what Will McClay would do.
You know what? And he's a lot of people are saying that he's probably early second. So I mean, what are we at here?
Late second.
Did
So
we
we-
trade back?
Same pick.
No, that's our normal pick.
So this is our normal pick right now.
Oh, so we
I
didn't
mean,
trade back. Okay.
I honestly don't hate this because I feel like if we try to trade back, we're gonna try to get too fancy and we're gonna lose them.
So
But do we want to live on? Do we want to live?
Ika.
Well, what do we? Who's
Look.
trying to trade for us? What picks are trying to trade for us?
Look, I feel so entirely satisfied with Bijan Robinson that I'm just kicking back and smoking a cigarette, and I haven't smoked one in 47 years.
47?
Jerry, you probably shouldn't. You look like you're on your deathbed. You definitely should not be
No.
smoking.
Siaki Ika, check him off a box. That really shores up that D line. Then we can start looking at O line and wide
Hit me with-
receiver QB.
Well,
Hit me with those trades,
Well,
Jerry.
Stephen Jones, can I say this? I think this is gonna help Leighton Van Der Esch, okay, a lot. Because when I did that video on TikTok where he keep getting blocked, that big boy is gonna take some space up, and people can't get around him. So I'm taking this pick for one person and one person only, Leighton Van Der Esch.
Hey, I'm in. Will McClay, Chris, Cowboys, Chris, the big fella, just won me over. I'm in. Sign him.
LVE.
Okay,
Sign him fucking up.
Boots on the ground says Jerry just ordered McDonald's and Uber Eats with extra salt, and then Nate Dogg said having AJ say that guy's name all year is worth the pick. Nate Dogg said that.
Oh, Siaki Ika.
Let's
Okay,
get him.
let's bring him.
Welcome.
I like the
Hey,
pick.
I don't hate it, man.
Welcome to the team.
Oh, Daddy, this is a good draft so far.
Yeah, so far we
Crack
know.
him if
Crack
you
him if you got him,
Crack
Chris.
him. We're gonna
Will
eat
McClay.
We're gonna eat some shit next year from Cowboys Nation because of that losing that second round, but it's gonna pay off.
We're in win now mode, bro.
We're in win now mode. That's the thing, right? We're here to win a Super Bowl. What are we putting off to the next year or the year
Well,
after
this
that?
is
Like,
the only
let's go.
argument. The only argument people have is halfback is a devalued position right now, which I don't agree with that. I think if
I
you have a
don't
guy, if you have a guy that
Ooh,
you
Luke's
think is
gone.
going to help the team,
Sorry. Luke just went.
Shoemaker went the pick
Yeah.
before us,
Luke, I'm blue. Shoemaker just went right before us.
and
Sorry,
I think that would have been our pick,
Yep.
tight end right now.
But as you were saying, I think we're all in agreement. I think everybody's in agreement that you can't categorize Bijan in the same halfback conversation right now.
Yeah,
And the
So
fact
we've
that you
take-
get massive value off of a player like that, you don't have to re-sign him when it
No.
comes to that point. You can just
Exactly.
do exactly what you did again. But you probably
Or-
will,
I'm going center here.
There's our guy.
Which Scruggs or Ulu Ulu?
Man, we going double O's.
I think Double O is going to be there next round, though. I do.
I don't think
116.
so. I think we're in the third round, right?
Yeah, round 3.
Yeah, he's leaving before then. Hey, I'm just your player personnel director, and I scouted these players.
I can't go against it, because if I say go against it and then he's gone, I'll leave. I just won't ever come back. The only thing that scares me here, Chris, is you got Zavala, who's projected to go a lot higher than this guy. I think we could almost get both of them, which I wouldn't hate.
What about tight end?
Boots is saying, listen to Will McClay.
I don't disagree.
Davis Allen is the next, and then Zach Kuntz.
I mean, he had me.
How did you pronounce that Zach's guy's name?
Kuntz, or is it Kuntz? We went over this.
Well, I don't.
Don't ban us, YouTube. It's a name.
I mean, I don't want to take Kuntz right here. The conversation.
Okay.
If Will McClay didn't give me a boner about Double O, I mean, Scruggs would be my guy just because we drafted him before. But I mean, I'm a Michigan guy, so.
I love Zavala, but I think we've taken him before.
Well,
We have.
It's like this for me. Any Big Ten lineman, they play in the trenches. Okay, so that's why I favor Big Ten linemen. And plus, like I said, Double O was on the best offensive line in the country.
Let's bring him on.
Let's bring him on,
Guys, I promise you, he's going to be there at 116.
Well,
Okay.
we'll see.
Okay.
I promise you,
we'll
we
trade
will get.
back. Trade
We will.
back.
Well, we don't even have to. We'll get him next.
Okay. So then who
Let's-
okay, so Mike, I mean, hey, listen, guess what? We're not even on the clock right now. So
I'll start the short clock. There we go.
Well, let's see the big board here.
let's see the big board.
Wait, the big board?
Let's see the big board. What else we got?
I was
Are you-
looking at trades just to see.
Of course you were, Jerry. You're
Well,
fine.
but-
You can check
but we're at-
Bijan.
We're at 90 right now. We can take whoever we want at 90 and still get Double O, I think.
I agree.
That's two.
Oh, you just want to look? Okay, here we are back. To
Like, there's a lot. Even there's some good players we could take here and still get Double O, I think, at 116.
Kobe, Obi, Trice, Turner.
Dorian Williams, even.
Well, let's just put a plan
my
together.
pick here right now is either we haven't went linebacker, right?
Mhm.
Can we see some linebackers here?
Let me pull those up right there.
So you got Williams, who we have taken before. Ivan Pace is another decent guy, but I think he'll slip. Noah Sewell has been on a fucking absolute waterfall of a fall since I picked him in the third round
Yeah.
in February or whatever it was. I don't know. I just honestly, I'm down with Double O, but I think we take him with 116. I think he will be there for 116.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay,
Jerry
so-
thinks that. I mean, so are we going? Are we?
No,
gonna
well,
go-
let's find the pick at 90 that makes sense that we like, and if not, then we go to Double O. So we'll just scroll through this big board. What do you think of a guard and a center back?
I don't
to
hate
back?
it. I don't hate Zavala and then Double O. I don't hate it. One of them's gonna hit. It's no different than taking. I feel like it's the same value as if you took a guard in the first round. Well, now you're kind of putting a guard and a center kind of in that vicinity, and you're hoping one of them hits. So I don't mind going guard center back to back picks personally.
I think we can do that.
What do you think, Will McClay?
You know, I'm stuck on Double O, but hey, you guys are higher in the food chain than I am.
What if we get him?
but-
What if we get him? What if we get him at 116? Will you be
That's
happy?
the risk.
I'll be ecstatic. Okay.
I think
the
we have to.
risk.
Oh my God, we have to watch it. We have to watch it.
Okay,
on
now slow it down. Slow it down.
Yeah, we
Slow
have
it
to
down.
watch it.
Slow it down.
Okay.
Slow it down, Jerry.
So hang on. Before this war room erupts into the 1955 to 1975 Vietnam conflict, of which the country I visited and loved,
Okay.
we need to make sure that we're agreed
Okay.
that everyone's going to hold their composure.
We will.
Okay. So I feel we go with Zavala,
Okay.
We watch closely, and we're pulling the trigger on Double O, bringing him here to Dallas, Texas.
He's
You
gonna
write the
take. He's gonna
checks.
get taken at 115.
Oh Lord.
You write the checks.
Okay.
Well, I do want to know
Oh.
what what do we take him?
No, we still got 1 minute.
Okay, I wanna
we got
know-
a minute 48.
Will McClay, what do you think about Zavala?
I like him.
You like him,
I like
but
him.
you don't love him.
I don't love him, but I like him. But this is what we mean about when the Cowboys are always picking great offensive linemen, right? So I'm with you when it comes to let's just get the best player. And I think at guard, because we lost a guard. Remember, we need a starting guard.
McGovern's gone.
McGovern's gone, so.
That's what's it for me. Is I know we don't have really a solid backup center, but we also need a guard.
Well, I think Double O gonna start.
I like that sound. I like the sound of that.
But
Well,
you
here-
also don't think. But you also said that you didn't think Double O has the flexibility to play guard, right?
No.
I think
But-
we got to wait
but
till
our
116 from.
Our current center played guard. They moved him to center.
Okay, gentlemen, we got 45 seconds left on the clock. Daddy's got to pick up the phone and make.
We
got
got
to
to take. We got to take votes. I'm going Zavala and then Double O.
Zavala.
Zavala.
Zavala double O. Okay, go.
We got Will McClay to buy in. I love
Trust
it,
me,
Chris.
he's gonna be there. I know
Oh,
it.
God.
I'm
Here we
nervous.
go.
I'm so nervous.
Oh.
So
my
Zavala was taken. Now we
double
watch.
so
double O.
nervous.
Okay, no. So Overshone's gone.
I've never been this nervous.
Another
I feel like
edge.
I'm actually watching the real draft right now.
Well, I'm looking to see offensive linemen in the second. An O lineman gets taken here. We're gonna make
Oh
a jump.
man, I like how slow we're going here. So right now, we're
Tank's
hoping
gone.
that Michigan Double O center is not taken.
We are.
Oh,
That's
man.
okay. That was our.
That's
that was
not
our
a real timer.
No, we're off the clock now.
We're off the clock.
It's okay.
Okay,
What are we?
bunch
Are
of
we're 16?
CBs.
We're 16 away. This is good. Oh my God.
Okay.
Ooh, Wayne
Who
Moore.
would-
Okay, hang on.
Jerry's getting nervous.
Hang on.
Make some moves, Daddy. Trade up.
Well, because I said as soon as another offensive lineman gets taken.
But what was he though? What
He
was
was a
it? It was a
tackle.
tackle. It's completely different. Let it roll.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
let it
Hey.
roll. Let it roll. No
Okay.
trade.
All right.
Let it
guys.
roll. We doubled down on Zavala. We're letting it roll.
Yeah, let it roll.
Mojo Ojomo. Eli Ricks.
Oh, Eli Ricks at 105. Wow.
Keishon Boot.
Booty's gone.
Booty's gone. Booty boys.
Isaac McGuire.
This is like I actually am tensed up right
Riley
now.
Moss.
Oh,
No,
man.
guys, we're good. We're good.
Come
We're
on.
getting it.
You
We're
don't
Let's
know.
go.
You don't know. Dwayne McBride
No,
just went.
No, we're good. We're
McBride's
getting
gone to the Falcons.
Ben Roshan.
No, we're getting him. He's ours.
The Saints are gonna take him.
He's
Jonathan
ours.
The Saints are
Mingo.
gonna. The Saints are gonna take him.
No.
Yes.
We got him.
Risk it
Wow.
for the biscuit.
We don't even
Double
need to-
O,
we don't even
baby.
need to
That-
start the clock.
Was that
Take 'em.
tense? Was that
Oh.
tense?
It's
Take-
very tense.
Scroll down.
There we go.
There we go.
Every
Welcome
mock
to the
draft-
team.
Welcome to the
mock
team.
draft- Every mock
Steal of the
draft I
draft.
had, he was gone in the late second round.
Oh,
Chris,
shit.
would we call that the steal of the draft right now or what?
I would.
I like it. This is good because now Double O's on my big list of players that I'm tied to for the rest of my life.
Boys,
Should I just
gentlemen,
turbo?
if we get DTR, then this will be my favorite. mock
I think we have
draft
to go.
ever.
I think we have to go QB here at
Should I?
I was-
149, guys.
Should I
was
just
thinking the
turbo?
same thing.
Yeah, you
Washington's
can
gone.
turbo it. I think who's gone?
Washington went.
There we go.
Who's Washington?
The wide receiver.
Here we go.
No, I saw DTR go.
Did you?
Did you?
The Packers took him. Oh my God! Go scroll up. The Packers took him.
Adam is just at a loss
he is.
now. There he is. Yep.
Fuck you, Packers.
Hey,
Backing up-
they're looking
backing
for
up
their
love.
next guy, Adam.
Yeah. Hey,
They're
wait
backing
to
up
sit on the
love.
bench for the next 15 years. DTR. You
Look how
fuck.
quickly you
Now,
turn.
now pick up the quarterbacks that's left. Show that on the screen.
Yeah, let's see what we got for QB here.
Hey,
Oh, AJ's a tune boy.
I like Doom, but I'm
I like
down for
Bennett.
whatever.
I'm down. I'm down with some
Scroll up
Bennett.
some.
Yeah, quite a few actually left here.
TCU, Maxi Boy's just getting no love.
No, it's too early for him.
Yeah, way too early. I agree. Here, let me get one of these in here. I know you're not going to hear it, but crack it if you got it, son.
You got it, son. Yeah, there's Hayner, Toon, Stetson Bennett, Aiden O'Connell, who's really dropped, as he should have, and Malik Cunningham.
I like Bennett out of all of them.
Born
winner, back-to-back national championship quarterback.
Yep. I like Stetson.
Let's get a first look on him.
Oh, he's not fucking a DTR. I feel gutted right now.
5'11".
He is smaller, but last time
SEC quarterback with 2 national championships.
He's played against great competition already.
Alabama. He's played.
And the one thing I'll say about college, like the college game is, was that AJ or was that me?
Yeah, that was me. Sorry.
The one thing between the college game, when you have a wide receiver versus, like you said, the best competition, and you got a wide receiver versus one of the best cornerbacks in the country, right? So for the quarterback to be able to hit that wide receiver who's going against some of the best cornerbacks in the nation, obviously he's good, right? Like he's obviously he's seen good competition. So I do like the fact that he's played against the best of the best of the best and has won it all twice. So I don't hate it.
Yes.
Yeah. And we're looking for a guy who is going to be impressive. We're not looking for a need. We have our starting quarterback and we have our backup for this season.
I like it.
Yeah.
So, I like it. I don't love it.
Ad's gutted. Steven Jones is gutted.
Well, Steven, who else are you looking at in this round?
No one will.
It was DTR.
It was DTR or bust. My daddy got Bijan. I wanted DTR. God damn it.
Now settle down. I told you. We're not getting up in arms here.
Steven Jones was so used to getting what he wanted at Christmas time, he doesn't realize this defeat.
I don't know what to do right now.
Any tight ends or receivers you looking at?
Well,
yeah.
Let's take a look at some TEs.
Good call.
And then bring up some cornerbacks too when you get a chance after.
I can put them all on the board.
I
CBs?
saw Corey Obi-Trice up there, and I kind of.
Yeah, but he's falling. He keeps falling. I don't know why.
Yeah, why is he falling so far? It's something else. The reason why he's falling that far.
Yeah, character.
Yeah,
issue,
he's
maybe?
always fall. He's always fall.
Because he's ranked 95 and we're pick 170.
Yeah, I don't understand. He's always there too, and I keep seeing him pop up on these PFF mock drafts because obviously
he's a big cornerback.
Wow,
I mean,
I do like that's falling.
Yeah, I don't understand. 6'3", that size, like I don't really know why he's falling.
We'll get him for a good price.
All right, Steven, let's do this. We can get a quarterback in the next round.
Yep.
Okay.
This is our last pick, guys.
Is it? I thought we had one more.
No, this is our last pick.
Well, this is our last.
We zoomed through because we were so certain on what we were doing for 2 of the rounds.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
Let's trade the pick. See if we can get another one.
Yes. Let's see if we can get 2 picks in the 5th.
And our boy Clutch.
Let's see if we can trade this and get one.
And our boy Clutch Sports Talk podcast is saying Habener from Fresno State, QB from Fresno. We should look
Fresno.
at.
Let's check them out.
Oh, the only one open here is the LA Rams. Let's see what we can do.
What are they saying?
I'm just gonna give him a bunch of shit to get it,
just to get the pick.
Yeah, a bunch of 7 rounds. We're gonna get this.
Did they take it?
Oh yeah, they took it.
We got it. Suckers.
Great.
Hey, look, we wanted 2 more picks.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, I like it.
I went out and I got us 2 more picks. If I had to bury some bodies to get them, so be it. Terry.
I've heard Dad tell me, start digging that hole out in the desert.
Okay, so now we got 2 more picks. And
okay, what are we doing here? We got to go quarterback.
Okay, so
we have to at least go quarterback.
I think we'll go quarterback last. No,
Last?
We'll go
I think
quarterback
last.
now and then go kicker. Get my man Booty.
oh,
Booty!
fuck yeah.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, baby. Jake Heiner, they said Habener from Fresno, but yeah, we've talked about Heiner. What didn't we like about him?
I think he's just
He played in Fresno State.
Is that
And he just has one of those really punchable faces. I don't know. You know, he just kind of looks like a potato.
Boots on the ground says, I love my
punch him in
Fresno
the
State
face?
players. What, Chris? Sorry, Will. What don't you like about Fresno State?
Well, no, it's not
no
that.
competition.
I
No
just like,
competition.
if I got an opportunity to take a quarterback who's played at the highest level of college football, won 2 national championships, or a quarterback from Fresno State who played nobody,
Yeah, so you're taking Stetson.
I'm taking Stetson.
I mean, I think we take Stetson. That's a no. I love him. I love his name. He smoking the cigar in that one picture. It was really cool.
Yeah, you're right. We have
National champ.
Boots on the ground says Jack Hayner is the best QB from Fresno State since Derek Carr, and Clutch is saying Fresno produces some NFL talent.
He compared him to Derek Carr.
Oh, the only argument I could say comparing him to Derek Carr is Carr went in the first round. This guy's gonna go in the
Fifth?
Yeah,
in the
fifth.
what? Fifth.
Sixth.
That's the
So that should
only.
tell-
That's
that should
if
tell
we
you
take 'em,
everything. That should
which
tell you
we're not.
everything right there.
Hey, I pushed hard against Chris about the 00 pick. Will McClay. I'm full on
Ooh.
with Will McClay here.
Boys,
with
we got a lot
Stetson.
of Fresno State fans in here. Dario Salinas is saying Fresno State represent. Clutch Sports Talk claps back and says, how many QBs play at top schools and suck in the NFL?
True. That's also true.
Yeah, but
As
what we're
well.
looking here
Also
is for
true,
a
too,
diamond
as
in the
well.
rough. I love that this boy went out and won 2 national championships. That speaks louder to me than any sort of hate.
Jerry's making his move here.
Well,
I think.
I'm just saying, when you bring up the point of a championship player winning at the highest level of college football, and we're trying to make a decision here on quarterback, I mean, it really comes down to who can win.
Crack him if you got him.
If you
son.
got him. And you know what? If he can teach, don't let Dak hear this, but if he can teach Dak a thing or two about winning a game, who's going to complain? Anyone in this room?
No, sir,
I
Daddy.
did not think so.
No, sir.
No, sir.
I think it's made. I think the decision's made.
Let's
Jerry
do it.
just
And then the
Jerry
next,
just curb.
then we
Jerry just
gotta-
curb stomped that pick.
we got another pick, 6 picks away. You know, we're laughing.
I don't even want to know what we gave up for it. I love it.
Bunch of 7-rounders.
We gave up the 7th round in 2024, 2025. Ooh,
This,
and
we can't do Trice here because there's something about this cat that
Yeah,
Okay, so-
I don't trust it.
Oh, so we
I don't trust
hang
it.
a sec. Hey, Stetson Bennett, welcome to the team.
Oh, Stetson.
Yeah,
welcome to
Stetson.
the team. Call him up.
Hey,
let him know.
EJ Savage was saying Hayner.
Hey guys, well this is the good thing
Controversy
about.
pick in the late round QB.
Hey man, we got to stick with our guests. We have to.
Yep.
This is a guest driven show. The big fella Chris is our guest. We had to go with the cat out of Georgia. That's
Look,
what we did.
Hayner and Bennett, let's be honest, they're both.
We love you, chat. We love you.
No,
by the way.
no, I love the conversation. I'm just saying they're both guesses. And
For sure.
we can
All right, I got one suggestion at this pick.
all right.
Let's hear it.
All right.
You started the clock. Perfect.
It's a HBCU linebacker out of Jackson State. Okay.
Okay.
He was the defensive player of the year for D.
I looked at this guy.
Okay. Very athletic player. Okay. Very big guy. Lots of speed. I like him at this pick.
Hey man.
Hey, we want a
and-
linebacker.
Is that
And the
Aubrey
only-
Miller Jr.?
That's him.
The only reason that he's probably might not be ranked higher is because of the competition, possibly.
Yes.
That's probably
Yes,
the only
that's
reason.
The only reason.
I did watch a bunch of because I was looking at so I went down the Deion Sanders rabbit hole kind of and was just looking at some of the Jackson State players and he kept coming up. So I mean at this point in the draft, getting a guy that has the physical abilities and maybe just hasn't played against some of the competition of other universities, I would love to take him and see what he could do.
Now we got Deron Bland from HBCU. Nobody
Oh.
knew about it.
We
Okay.
love some bland, not so bland.
Yeah.
So, hey, I think this kid would be a good addition.
Chat loves Aubrey Miller.
Okay.
Barry Grant Jr. of Evolving Podcast showed up and he says, "I'm here to just
What up?
say AJ is wrong and that's it!" Exclamation mark.
About what? I said a bunch of things. And it could be, and you can sum it up by saying everything. I'll accept that.
and then Boots on the Ground said Stetson Bennett got arrested for public intoxication. He's the complete opposite of Dak. And I said, sounds like AJ's kind of guy.
I was about to say
Hey.
he's gonna fit right in with CanFan.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Who
Every
hasn't
player-
been who hasn't been arrested for public intoxication?
Yeah,
If you
exactly.
haven't, well, what did you do in your 20s?
Look, every player on my team gets my personal number to Uber. It's my Uber account. That actually, honestly, is a true thing that Jerry Jones does.
That's what
No
I was going to
reason.
say. I was going to say All Even Podcast might disagree with everything AJ says. Luckily, Jerry Jones
That's
has
Jerry
been the only
Jones.
person in this chat
right.
since we started.
I say
Since
let's
this
go.
draft.
Let's go for Aubrey Miller Jr.
Let's get it. I like it.
You know, there's to me we've satisfied all needs except for wide receiver, but I'm not so
I'm not
that
worried
we
about wide
need.
receiver.
Yeah, I'm not worried.
I'm not
about
worried.
it.
Where does a wide receiver step in? Where do they find playtime? You have Michael Gallup, who's coming 2 years off. Sorry. He's coming off of his second year of his
Relax,
injury.
Ant, it's not the late show yet, okay?
You have CeeDee Lamb, who's the number one, and now you have Brandon Cooks, who's going to be that number 2 guy outside. What wide receiver are you taking in the first 3 rounds that's going to supplant any of those guys? That's my only worry about taking a wide receiver high.
And then you got to remember, we still got June 1 cuts. Okay.
Exactly.
So it may be a free agent out there you may like.
For
And
sure,
you have
for
Tolbert,
sure.
or even Tolbert, who possibly could turn the corner this year. Maybe he does anything this year. I'm just saying. I'm just saying you drafted him. You drafted him last year.
I know.
Actually, you know
I
what?
made mistakes.
Boots on the Ground's asking a good question as we're talking about wide receivers. Do you think we're still going to have T.Y. Hilton coming into the next season?
No, we don't have him right now.
I mean, he's probably going to be one of those guys like Ndamukong Suh gets signed at the end of the season. You know
Floats.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Floats.
Yeah.
He's going to do the same thing. Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't you wait till December to go on a Super Bowl contending team and still be able to compete? I don't think I would love to, but I don't think I don't think he's going to be a Cowboy in 2023. I would love it, but I don't think
EJ's
so.
saying he's a free agent right now, and
Yeah, he is.
I after the draft, is depending on how the dust settles, it would be nice to see him make it back to the team.
Or no one picks him up and we have a couple
What did you
injuries or
say?
something, and then he's.
Oh,
We got 10 seconds, so I just want.
Oh shit!
14 seconds.
I thought we were taking.
Miller.
I thought that was this. I thought that's
Okay,
kind
okay,
of.
no. Hey,
Aubrey
we were
Miller,
just hanging out.
welcome to the
Welcome
team.
to the team. We were just
Welcome to
waiting
the
to see
team.
if a team was going to throw a late Hail
Yeah,
Mary.
we were hoping for a trade. We were
Okay,
hoping
so
for a
D
trade.
plus for Bijan. Fuck you.
What
Yeah.
the?
Well, I kind of thought that, but hey, man, sometimes you need your conviction to overwrite any of that shit. Like, if you feel like Bijan's a guy, in my opinion, is going to go in the top 15.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you think he's going to put your team over the top, it doesn't matter what fucking PFF thinks.
And-
PFF thinks Trevon Diggs is the 70th best cornerback in the NFL. So I really take PFF's grading with a grain of salt.
What was they thought Connor Williams was the top 100 player in the NFL.
Yeah.
Come
Right?
on.
Right?
So-
Exactly. So PFF, you got to take it with a little bit of
a grain of
whatever.
and
Well,
not
let's-
even a pound of salt like Jerry likes.
No. Let's just look at this for what we
Would you look
did.
at it?
Let's just look at it. Would you look at it? Halfback, round 1, Bijan Robinson.
I like it.
Round 2, 58, defensive interior, Siaki Ga. Round 3, pick 90, guard, Chandler Zavala. And then back-to-back O-line,
Double
round
O.
4, 116.
I don't hate it.
Say it for me there, Chris.
Double O. Just call him
Double
double O.
O!
No, we need to hear how it's actually said.
Olusegun Oluwatima.
Osugan.
Waltina.
Owatina.
Osagan Oluwatima. Osagan
okay.
Oluwatima. Osagan
Okay.
Oluwatima.
I get
Hey,
it
Chris,
now.
that's what Alex said every time.
Yeah, exactly.
An F for
Finish.
fucking Aubrey Miller.
Well, finishing
man.
up.
That's
Finish.
because they had him ranked like 200 something.
Yeah.
That's why.
They
Hey,
gave
man,
us
this is
a bad trade on this, but it was for fun. We just wanted to pick up a quarterback in Stetson Bennett, and Aubrey Miller got an F for a linebacker. But that's because he was farther back on the scale. But look,
I feel
Well,
strong about this draft, boys.
I feel good. It was a C minus, probably the lowest we could have got.
But you
when
know
I
what?
look-
It holds our most baggage. Like, if any of these guys end up being good, we can go back to this draft and be like, yeah, see, we called it.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, if we check off a halfback, a solid defensive interior, 2 offensive linemen who, one who we really like in Zavala and the other who has played in the trenches, as Chris has said, we get a quarterback who's won championships, and then we just kind of put a flyer on a linebacker. That's a good draft.
Well,
That's what we need. I mean, the only thing I guess the argument could be tight end, wide receiver. But okay, something's going to be missing. And
Wide receiver's not wide, like we had talked about.
Yes.
Wide receiver to me is not an argument. I don't think wide receiver is a very big need. A tight end is it could be an argument. I think tight end could be targeted in the first 5 rounds. Don't forget, we only did a 5-round draft, right?
Yes,
so
exactly. So
you're still able to pick up a couple guys here.
We probably wouldn't have reached, or maybe moved on a QB. That was a pretty good time for a QB, but definitely the linebacker we would have waited a little a round or two.
And we're also, I mean, Boots on the Ground wants to point out the most important thing for this type of draft. When we get a QB in that round with that name, you know Jerry's going to be getting that Stetson hat sponsorship
Yes.
to come in.
Stetson Bennett, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Stetson Bennett, you're getting Stetson hats as a sponsor out in
The main
Dallas,
for
'cause he loves it.
The main thing for the
can
fan.
Wait, I'm
sorry, Chris. No, Chris, you go. I've cut
the
you off
main
way
thing
too many
about
times
this
today.
draft, man, I think I consider linemen just like baseball. You got to be solid up the middle, centers, shortstop, and center field. Okay, when you solid up the middle, you know, quarterback, center, middle linebacker, defensive end, safety, you know, it's all covered. And what we did in this draft, we covered the interior. Okay.
Yep.
And when you cover the interior, man, you can do big things. And I think this is what Mike McCarthy wants to do. He wants to run the ball. So we got the most dynamic runner in the draft. We got 2 solid offensive linemen. And then we got a guy, Stetson Bennett. Just, you know, we every Cowboy fan hates our quarterback, but you know, if we're developing a quarterback and hey, Stetson Bennett may come in the future and win for you guys, okay, why would you complain about that? And then you take a kid, a flyer like AJ said, on a HBCU kid that was the conference player of the year. I don't care what PFF says. I think we did a good job.
I think so.
Fuck yeah.
Love that.
I like it. In saying that, the whole point of doing these mock drafts is for us guys in the Can Fan room to learn about new players. And I think the slate of guys that we got tonight, it made us have a couple more horses in the race come the draft weekend. That's right. The best part about it for us is the more guys we learn about, the more input we're going to have when we do our 3-day live stream come draft night. So, Chris, it was awesome having you, Cowboys Chris, a.k.a. Will McClay, a.k.a. the big fella, a.k.a. the 1-day belated birthday boy.
Hey,
Happy
belated
belated 35th birthday, Cowboys Chris.
Hey, man, I appreciate it, man. Like I said, man, it was an honor, man. I love y'all. Y'all know I love you, man. Y'all are my brothers from another mother, and she was born in Canada. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
And why don't you tell everybody one last time where they can find you?
You can find me on TikTok at Dallas Cowboy Chris. Also, we have a show on YouTube also. It's called the Dallas Cowboy Huddle. Some of you guys who's watching on TikTok, I'm sure y'all know 21 Armando 21. G, the #1 Cowboy fan, Hampton, the great B2 Real, and my man Rue allow me to butt in sports. So we go Wednesday nights at 7:00 Central Time. Man, I'd love for y'all to join in, bro. I had fun. Anthony, Adam, AJ, anytime, anywhere, if you need me. And I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving when you do it live in the man cave.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah,
Yes, sir.
All right.
Okay, so for the Ad, what are you hitting?
And for Chris, if you're ever up in Canada, you know you got a place to hang, and you know you got 3 of the best tour guides ever to take you around and show you what us Canadians do up here. or down here.
Down here, up here. Oh yeah, down here. Okay, for the Bandwagon boys over there in the studio, which I hate not being there. I hate being in this. I'm sitting here in Kansas City. Cowboys things up on the board. I'm waiting for our pick. Cowboys Chris, always a pleasure. I hate that our shows run consecutively on the same night, but it's always a blast having you. And for Anthpest over here, we'll be back for the Sunday service some point on Sunday. So if you want to see us live, hit us up, and we'll be back, son. Crack 'em if you got 'em.
Crack 'em if you got 'em.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. Peace.
Peace.